Welcome back, traders. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Let me get some tunes on here. We had a little bit of a time change, daylight savings time this weekend here, so we're now an hour earlier. All right, so we had the weekly close here, kind of a doji candle, right? But we'll see if we get you know, price action here. I'm kind of trying to. Yeah, so we just came up to the kind of the supply line here on the weekly chart. Okay, so we didn't get this break. We didn't complete. This is Ethereum here. Let me go back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin actually did, I think, break out on the weekly time scale. All right, so we are looking to see maybe a test up to this 22.6.7K region at some point. It may not happen this week, but we're gonna take a look at this. We did close like a doji candle here above support, right? A real change of trend would be a break above this 21.8 region and using that area as a support. Okay, so we don't really have a real trend reversal or anything like that just yet. We're looking to see, you know, how we close this monthly candle. If we can get this monthly candle back above, you know, 24,000 region, maybe we can look at a test of about 30K, but we haven't done any of that yet, and we have plenty of days left here in November. Let's take a look at the tether chart, as that's going to let us know what's going to happen here within the next few hours or next few days. All right, so we're taking a look at that. All right, so looks like Tether's still technically sitting in bullish control zone for now, right? 54 on the RSI. I did draw a bit of a head and shoulders structure on Tether because it does look like that. However, we haven't broke this this neckline here just yet. All right, so we'll see if we do get that. Here on the weekly chart, it does look like we could see, again, still maybe some continued downside for Tether. Right, we're not really showing any sort of real divergence yet. Like the momentum is still coming in on the negative side here. We could, I mean, unfortunately, we could, if this is the lowest low it's going to make. It's still technically a higher low than this low, so then we could put in some weekly bull div, but we'll see how this goes here. It's not quite clear just yet. We did have a nice breakdown though, right? And this does look like maybe a double top type of structure. We did get the candle down here. We did get a bit of a continuation. We'll see if this does continue to make lower lows, right? We're looking for a candle body close this week below 6.75 or 6.74. Yes, we do have daylight savings here. Yeah, that's why I'm starting an hour earlier. Yep. And I'm sure lots of folks are going to be thrown off by that. So I apologize in advance if you thought we'd be doing the 8 o'clock stream. All right, so yeah, I mean, we are getting a little bit of a reaction off this. What happened, Toe? Forget which states don't observe daylight savings. Yeah, I'm actually not even sure. Anyways, yeah. So back to what's happening on Tether here. We're looking at Tether putting in a daily bullish engulfing candle. Right, we got a doji and an engulfing candle here for Tether. Let's see what we're looking at here. So we do have Stokes kind of ticked up here on the daily for Tether. I'm not really seeing, you know, a directional move just yet, though. Like, it's still, there's still some nice separation here. The 2 and 3 day. So the 3 day did just cross up bearishly. All right. The ADX is pointing down to 24 right now, so technically still in favor of, you know, downside for Tether. 3 day chart. The 3 day chart just started to cross, or is just trying to cross up. All right, it's like right on top of it right now. So we need some more downside for Tether to really change this trend. Do I need to catch a train? I'm talking pretty fast. What do you mean? Yeah, so what we're looking for here is we're looking for Tether to continue. If we want to see upside in this market, we're looking for Tether to continue its movements down. Obviously, coming out of this rising wedge here, we would kind of project, you know, at least a move down to this 6.4 region. We want to, like I said before, that we want to see closures this week at least to make a lower low, right? 6.76% or 6.75%. All right, we'll see if we can get those closures low. I mean, we're still technically in an uptrend for Tether, right? You know, if we draw a trend line here, actually, yeah, we just technically broke it, and we're back testing it right now, right? So this is a back test. You can clearly see that this area right here is back above it on the 3 day time scale. All right, but we're looking to see if we can get some rejection where we're at right now. So we got a bounce here. We're looking to see if we can get some sort of rejection here. We got this confirmed breakdown. We'll see if we get that movement down. If not, if we don't get movement down and Tether starts to rally back up, you guys know what that means, right? That just means we're going to see Bitcoin retrace, right? So definitely keep an eye on Tether and what it's doing. We did get above the daily 100-day moving average, so that's a good sign. We haven't actually been able to do that at all in this entire bear market, except for back here when we had this nice relief rally back up to 48K. Alex, man, come on, dump it. He wants a dump. He wants a dump. Okay, he wants a dump. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we do get that dump. All right. We'll see if we end up getting this capitulation that everyone's talking about, a capitulation event happening. We'll see if we end up getting it. We're gonna go take a look at the cycle repaint chart. You don't think BTC will break 22.5? Yeah, I mean that's. I think we're gonna see if we do get movements back up, we're gonna see a test of 22.4. That's this area right here that you're talking about. Okay. If we do really get some real big push, we could see a test at the top of the range, which is confluent with the daily 200-day moving average, which I think is the actual target. Okay, shorter term or longer term, within the next week or two, if we decide that we want to continue this movement up. All right. And I mean, we did technically break this wedge structure, but again, you know, we have resist like the top of the range up here. And that is confluent with the daily 200-day moving average, which is right up here. That's what we're talking about right now. I really think that is the swing target. Okay. The FTX FUD. The whales are smart timing this. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I know Binance. We're gonna cover some of that detail here. So Binance. Binance got, I think, what was it, 2.1 billion or something, back from FTX. Yeah, Binance to sell the rest of FTX tokens as Alameda CEO defends firm's financial condition. Right, so they got $2.1 billion back. Okay, from Alameda Research, which is FTX Foundation, and I think 500 million of that is going to be sold. The FTX. So they got, I think, 1.5 million, or excuse me, 1.5 billion worth of dollars, and the rest in FTX token, right? So CZ telling everybody that he's going to liquidate a quarter of the holdings of FTX. All right. Okay, so there you go. So Alameda Research is actually going to buy the tokens back from CZ at $22 a token. All right. So that's what's happening with that. There is some FUD about it, of course, and we'll see what the market, how the market gets impacted by this. You can see this big dump right here. This was earlier today. All right, we'll take a look at that chart actually. But yeah, let's go to the cycle repaint chart because this is calling for a major drop, right? It's calling for this major drop down to 14K by December 3rd. Okay, it's supposed to start today. All right, so we'll see. See if we do get this major capitulation event. It was calling for much lower prices, I believe earlier. It was calling for like 10K. All right, so we'll see how this goes. And thank you so much for the 6 people watching the stream tonight. I know it's about technically an hour earlier than usual, but because of daylight savings, for me, the daily close and weekly close happened at 7 p.m. All right. Yes, please watch your long risk if you're leverage trading, of course. All right. It did have a low of 9K, yep. All right, so we'll see how this plans out. We do have some daily bearish divergence here on the RSI here for Bitcoin. All right, so that is something you want to be aware of. Okay. So let's be patient and see how this plays out, guys, all right? Like I said, top of the range between 21.9 and 24K region, but we have some, we're going to have some issues here with the 21 EMA on the weekly and a 200-week moving average, all right? And on the daily, we know already the target is confluent with that $24,000 region. Okay, that's all I got for the analysis here on Bitcoin. Let's go to the futures market and see what the futures are looking like right now. They're down. NASDAQ down 0.86%, S&P down 0.7%, and the Dow down 0.58%, with the dollar index up 0.19% here on the daily chart, but putting in a nasty candle on Friday, bearish engulfing candle. All right, look at the weekly chart here. Let's see how that goes. So this to me looks like an inverted hammer, okay, and it could mean that this will actually reverse the downside. But we will see how this goes. Usually, if you get a bullish inverted hammer, it's usually towards the bottom of a structure, or bottom of a pattern, not towards the top of a pattern. Okay, so like I said, this could mean a reversal for the dollar. We will see how this plays out. This could bode well for equities. This could bode well for crypto as well. And so we will have to keep an eye on this, pay attention to it. We also want to pay attention to the 10-year yield. All right, the US 10-year is definitely in some sort of rising wedge structure right here. You know, it isn't showing signs yet of exhaustion. Okay, this could keep rising. So yeah, I think I had this drawn on log scale. We're just going to keep the chart as is, and it may not be as much of a structure. Yeah, okay. So on log scale, or on regular charts, actually, you can see this is just probably bullishly consolidating up here on the weekly for the US 10-year. You know, we got this pullback on the RSI. We did have this weekly bear div. It pulled back last week about 4.86%. So we did get a bit of a rally in the market, right? And we are showing weekly bearish divergence here on the MACD oscillator. Right, so we made this higher high on price with a lower high on the MACD, right? So we are showing weekly bearish divergence. And but yeah, weekly chart still way in bullish territory here on the weekly for the US 10-year, and the monthly is overbought. Monthly sitting at 77.8 on the RSI, again also overbought. Monthly, no bear div on the monthly chart. We're making higher highs on momentum oscillator here with a higher high on the yield. All right, so monthly's overextended in terms of RSI, but it's tough to do, really tough to do technical analysis on the US 10-year interest rates. Obviously, you know, wedge break, we could see it go from 6 to up to even 9% before a real reversal. Okay, and we've been in this wedge, man, since 1981. All right, so it looks to me like the US 10-year probably over the next 5 to 10 years is going to go up, not down, right? We might get some intermittent periods where we consolidate and maybe stay flatline for a bit, but for now, it's looking like it bottomed, right? If we get above this, if we stay above this 4.1 region, that means interest rates aren't going to really ever go lower, okay? That means we put in a bottom for the US 10-year. All right, so if you guys have any tickers you guys want me to look at, please post them in the chat. I would love to look at them. You guys know where we're standing right now in terms of the market. We're looking for, well, cycle repaint chart saying downside. We are showing that bearish divergence, but it looks like it started to play out. We got a bit of a drop today, right? We're still sitting in bullish territory on the daily, around 60 on the RSI. Weekly chart, coming out of bearish control zone type of stuff, right? Yeah, we'll take a look at Tether. We just looked at Tether. Total 2 and oil and gold. Yeah, we'll take a look at those as well. We'll look at Matic. Matic had a ascending triangle breakout, right? So I would suspect maybe a retest or back test for Matic after this breakout that it had. Okay. So Matic putting in a nice golden cross there, right? The 50-day crossing up on the 200-day moving average. We haven't seen a golden cross here from Matic since January of 2021. So that's pretty critical, pretty interesting stuff happening there on the chart for Matic, all right? I mean, Matic can definitely pull back to that $1.06 region or even back down to that 95-cent region after this break, okay? It did make a major move up. It had a breakout. You can even see here on the daily, the ADX is elevated around 28. So I think more upside for this asset within the coming days, maybe weeks, okay? Depending on how the market performs. But to me, this does look really good. We've entered weekly bullish territory, all right? And of course, if you're a swing trader, you'd be looking to sell once the RSI goes over 65 or 70 on the weekly chart. And that's it. Then you just wait for it to come back down. I think he needs to catch a train. He's talking faster than my granny without teeth. Oh, come on, man. I'm not talking that fast. All right. Total 2, oil and gold. I also want to show you guys an interesting chart. All right. After we cover just total 2, oil and gold, there's one other chart I want to show you guys, to me, that is actually pretty interesting. And it's actually total... it's the total 2 market cap versus Tether, or we could just do total just to get an overall picture to show you. Anyways, weekly chart coming up to test the weekly 21 EMA and not really rejecting it, just putting in kind of a doji candle there, right? Indecision candle. We did, that is kind of acting as resistance right here. And what does look good to me is we do have this bottom and this double bottom. All right, but it's not really valid until we actually break up and we get above this neckline, all right? This is the key. If we can get above this neckline here, all right, then we actually have a valid double bottom. So we're looking for a break above this 676 billion region, or a break above that, use it as support, and then we go on our run. All right, or probably test this, because that's going to be acting as resistance once we get above the 21 EMA, and that would make the most sense to me. And in terms of, you know, supply lines and what's happening on the chart, if you go to just the line chart, you can clearly see that we have 2 touch points right here. All we need is 2 touch points for a valid trend line, and it would make some sense for us to come up to this region here at some point in time. Okay. And we did break this little area here. We got this rally, and we can see that we're trying to push up right now, back up to the 21 EMA on the weekly chart, which is confluent with around that $600 billion region. All right, so okay, cool. That's total 2. We'll take a look at gold and oil. Gold is still kind of sitting above the 200-week moving average. We put a nice bullish engulfing candle in last week. We will see if we get continued price action to the upside here on gold. That to me looked like a weekly, almost a weekly hammer candle right down there. Bullish engulfing candle, very strong candle. We'll probably use the 200-week moving average as support. After doing something like this, you could see traders settling up here, like right in line every single time at this low at 1642. They did not want the gold price to go below 1642, man. All right. So immediate overhead resistance is probably the 1715 region, which is the weekly 21 EMA. All right, so once we get above that, we can talk about, you know, 1800s and in these in-between Fibonacci levels here, okay? Yeah, we will take a look at LTC. LTC is undergoing a halving soon, so we could see some upside at LTC. All right. That is gold. We'll look at oil. So not much has really changed with oil. It's just been kind of consolidating and trading in this trading range here for quite some time. Last week, putting in, again, a nice weekly bullish engulfing candle. This could be a cup type of structure where we see this continuation, right? We could get a movement back up to test this previous demand line that is now going to act as resistance. But what could happen is we break above this 94 region, and then we start making these movements back towards this supply, back towards the previous demand line that will probably act as resistance. Okay, and so yeah, I mean, all-time high target here for oil is that $130 area or close to it. Actually, the all-time high is 147, so we'll keep a line up there for reference. In terms of the technicals on the charts, we're looking at, we just got a nice cross. We just got a bullish cross here on U.S. oil, so we will see most likely here continued price action to the upside here for oil. We do see Stokes kind of getting towards that toppy region, but we still have some room to run here. Okay, it's not curling down just yet. It's still showing signs that it could move to the upside. All right, and sitting around 49 on the weekly RSI, so teetering between a neutral and bullish on the weekly chart. I didn't set my clock back. Yeah, I did set my clock back. It's 7:30 here now instead of 8:30. It did break that wedge, yes sir. All right, so we looked at Matic. We'll look at Litecoin. Haven't looked at Litecoin in quite some time. I don't know what the hell happened to this chart. Oh, okay. I had it on a regular time scale. Yeah, so this could be a long-term area for accumulation for Litecoin, right at this bottom along this trend line, this long-term trend line here, right? Yeah, we'll take a look at HNT, Angel. Sure, absolutely. Yeah, so Litecoin, yeah, I mean you're getting pretty close to a major supply line, but if you break it, you know, you're looking at Upside to about $90. That's confluent with the 200-week moving average and the 50-day weekly moving average. So if we do get a breakout here of this range, we could see a touch of this area and then eventually a pullback and cup type of structure. Maybe sit in this region for a little bit before, maybe really rallying out, okay, for Litecoin. But yeah, Litecoin looks pretty good, man. Got above the weekly 21 EMA, man. That's better than Bitcoin. That's better than Bitcoin right now on the weekly, right? Interesting stuff there on the chart from Litecoin. And you're in a squeeze, and you're just crossed up on the weekly directional index. The ADX is still not showing us a momentous move just yet, but down here you have room to run. I'm on early, man, because of daylight savings. All right, and the weekly candle closure comes in an hour early now. We're back to the 7 o'clock schedule, guys. All right. So that's Litecoin. Yeah, we could see some continuation on Litecoin. All right. The rash dump it. Yes, daylight savings. Yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look at Gala. That was actually kind of interesting that I did break that wedge structure, but they had some issues, I think, right? They had something happen on their chain where I think one of their things got exploited or something. I don't know what happened exactly, but yeah, I guess just pay attention to how this goes. All right, we touched the 236 fib extension and came back down to retest this region. All right, for Gala. I think it made its last low. We'll see if we get a reaction now, right? We had like I said, I think there was some sort of exploit on their chain, man. I don't know what happened there, but if all is well and all is fixed, then there's no reason why this can't continue. Right? That's not really a good candle. That's a doji reversal candle. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, man. I'm not really liking that price action there. Yeah, so fundamentally, I think they had something happen with their chain. In terms of technicals, I think it still looks okay, but if something happens on chain, that could really impact how the price action goes, right? So maybe just double check what's happening there and see if everything's all good, and hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's okay. We're gonna look at HNT. I don't know who owns the data for HNT. I think it's Binance though, right? It's only on Binance US. It's interesting. I'm not sure who owns the data on HNT, to be honest. But this looks okay. I mean, this looks like there's enough data here. So you're right at a 50% retrace on log scale. On regular charts, you've done more than an 88.6% retrace. You could, I mean, if we really start, if we really do continue down more so, you have supports down here around that 180 level. I feel like some altcoins look better than others, and this one doesn't look too good. Like, it hasn't really done anything. To me, this doesn't look like anything worthy of investing in or speculating on. Maybe you got some sort of wedge set up here, but no cross up just yet on the weekly. You are in the buy zone, right? You're sitting around 32 on the RSI, which is technically the buy zone, or it's still technically bearish territory, but You have volume receding here as well, so that could mean a big move is coming. All right, so pay attention to the volume there. ADX not showing us anything good. This is actually showing us that the bears are in control with momentum to the downside right now. 40 on the ADX on the weekly. See if maybe the shorter time scales are starting to cross. Not just yet. The daily tried to cross, but the bears took back control here. The 12 hour, we did get a bullish directional cross, but ADX still not in any sort of not showing us any sort of momentous move just yet on the 12 hour. 4 hour, we got actually a bearish directional cross with the ADX at 28, so we could be looking at more downside. This is telling me maybe more downside for HNT. All right. Yeah, you got a rejection here off the 4 hour 200 day moving average there. The daily, still rejecting the 50 day. Pretty nasty candle there on the daily chart today. That's a bearish engulfing candle. We'll see, man. You got a range low here around 375. If you start breaking that, you're looking at the lows here of 337. Looking left, not really too much support down here. Yeah, I guess just pay attention to those lows for if you're looking for a long on HNT. All right, Angel, hopefully that helps. We'll look at XRP, and yeah, post whatever else you guys want to look at in the chat. All right, so XRP getting rejected here across this major supply line that it's been testing for quite some time. We had 1, 2, we had a third test here, and another rejection. We did get a golden cross here on XRP, so we'll see if we can actually consolidate again and try to really break this supply line for XRP. This asset's actually been performing kind of well. All right. All right, so we did get this bullish cross here on the daily. We are starting to lose momentum a bit, but not confirmed of completely losing it. The 3-day starting to produce this negative momentum. We're going to go look at maybe like a 12 day, see what's happening here. All right, so the 12-day did cross up. We are starting to see, on the longer term timescales, we are starting to see this momentum build. So that's good. We did get a 12-day directional bullish cross. We are looking for the ADX to start pushing back up for that momentum that we all want to see out of XRP. All right, so not just yet on the ADX. We are still kind of stuck between or below the 12-day 21 exponential moving average and the 12-day 100-day moving average. So the weekly, we're still below the 200-week moving average. We want to get above that. That's pretty critical. We'd like to see XRP get above 53.5 cents and then break above the 50-day weekly moving average. All right, so this could be this is maybe looking sort of like a cup and handle type of structure, but not confirmed yet. We have to see that price action break above. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful, and you know what to look for. And if we do get continued rejection here, we are gonna retest these lows, man. We're gonna retest 44, 45 cents, and maybe on back down if we really get a big move down here from Bitcoin, right? If we start crashing, we could easily see a retest of 36 cents for XRP. I'm just letting you guys know to be aware of that. It can happen. Bitcoin leads the market, so actually ETH's been leading the market, but pay attention to Tether and what it's doing. All right. Anything else you guys want to look at here tonight, this evening? Take a look at Fear and Greed Index. So Fear and Greed sitting around 33. We had a bit of a move up to 40. Okay, we tested that. Looks like we're rejecting it because we're seeing more fear in the market now with price action going back down. The Newpol chart. We'll take a look at the Newpol chart here. We'll take a look at FTM, sure. We'll take a look at algo. Okay, so the Nupal chart came back into the hope region, okay, after this little bit of a move up here on Bitcoin. So we're still, we're still teetering between capitulation and fear right now. So long-term accumulation zones. This could be conceived as maybe some sort of bearish type of formation, right? It's just been teetering around in this range. We could, if we really start to get movements down, this could actually be, a bearish breakdown. We'll see. This could be, if we end up breaking this top of this range, right, like right around that 24,000 region that we're talking about, then we could be looking at maybe we put in some sort of double bottom. We're still in the middle of this range, is all I'm trying to say. Okay. Would you ever run any grid bots? Sure, absolutely. You can definitely run grid bots, especially when you have a ranging market, or if you're looking to buy a big dip. All right, so FTM and Algorand. All right, so you can clearly see FTM. I drew this trend line here. We broke below it. That was this this structure that we used as support to go on these runs. And it looks like we're trying to curl around here. We might go and test 40 cent region, or at least test the 21 exponential moving average around 35 cents if we get continued movements up here from FTM. All right. And on log scale, you can see, yeah, log scale, we did break this supply line, or pretty close to broke it, or we did break it actually. That's why we got a big move the other day on log scale. But I'm going to chart this on a regular time scale now, and we're going to see what's going on here with FTM. So again, FTM is just trading in a range right now. You can clearly see this is the top of the range. This is the bottom of the range, and we're in the middle of the range right now. So really, this is like the no trade zone. Like you want to try to look for longs at the bottoms of ranges, and you want to look for shorts at the tops of ranges. But you want to be careful with shorting the top of a range, okay? Because what happens if you break the range? So for a short, I would look for a confirmed rejection with like like some sort of doji candle or some sort of reversal candle on the daily chart, or a 4-hour chart, whatever time scale you're trading on, before really taking on a short up there. Because what happens if you get up here and you just consolidate up here? Okay, your short's not going to work out, because what's going to happen is if you're just consolidating up here, that means there's no sellers. People aren't wanting to sell this here because they are expecting a range break. Okay? That's where it comes in. That's where you kind of want to be paying attention to fib levels. You want to be paying attention to tether dominance. You want to be paying attention to what Bitcoin's doing. But it would make some sense for FTM to maybe eventually go and test that 92 cent region. This could take some time. We could do something like this, where it looks like it would make this type of movement. Maybe make this complete this real head and shoulders type of pattern, and then come back down. And maybe just trade in this range for a while before really, we go into this next run. What's the best trade I've ever taken? What, on leverage? That's a kind of a interesting question. In terms of spot trade, I think my best trade was Chainlink at 90 cents. And I rode that to about $40 on the last run. And then I had a few, I had Solana I traded from 29. I even made a YouTube video about it. And I sold at 185, so that was a nice 6x-ish trade. Trying to think what else did I trade that was good. Rosecoin was good. I had a bunch of 5 to 7x type of trades last run that were nice. ADA was good. I dollar cost averaged my position at 5 cents and sold ADA around $2 last run. Let's take a look at Algorand though. I'm kind of getting sidetracked here. So Algorand, yeah, I'm projecting maybe a rounding type of bottom type of structure here. Eventually, maybe testing back up to that $3 region. Obviously, we didn't get there last run. We got to the 786 before reversing. All right, but Algorand looks like it's maybe pretty close to a bottom. All right, we could see we could see something like this where we get a nice retracement back up to that $1 region, and then come back down, retest this range, and maybe make some sort of cup and handle type of structure. I'm actually kind of bullish on Algorand because of what their partnerships are like right now. Okay, longer term. Sure, we can look at MULN. Yeah, man, this stock has some low volume, unfortunately. I know I posted about it in the Discord because I saw some weekly bullish divergence. Okay, some tail end weekly bullish divergence. It attempted to play out and just didn't catch any bids, man. This is just some shit penny stock, right? It attempted its break here and just didn't really do much. Right, unfortunately, you're at the lowest. You're pretty close to the lowest lows that it's made in its history. You know, at 21 cents or something. But yeah, this is an EV stock. We're obviously a real speculative play, but you know, you're in the buy zone, right? You're sitting around, you know, 33 on the RSI. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just looking at a chart. So do your own diligence, your own research, right? Sure, I definitely chart Forex for sure. Yep. Yeah, I have a target for Euro USD at like 89 cents. I don't know if it's going to get there though. Because if you go to like yearly candles, that's probably where I got this target from, yeah. Anyways, yeah, US 30. We'll take a look at it. Back above the monthly 21 exponential moving average. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big candle there for the Dow Jones. But I feel like that has a lot to do with the energy sector, right? Yeah, every single time we get a monthly candle above the 21 exponential moving average, we go back into a nice run. All right, so that's big. That's big for the Dow. All right. But if that's all for this evening, thank you guys so much for joining, and I appreciate all of you guys popping on the stream here an hour early for us. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you guys just stay tuned, all right? We got some interesting price action hopefully coming this week. All right, make sure you guys smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. I'm sure none of you guys are new to the channel, but if you are, make sure you guys smash it up, join the Discord, You can message myself, Mr. Know-It-All, or any of the SCP team if you guys are interested in any of the products that we do offer, whether it be automated trading or you're trying to learn how to trade like Node. All right. Definitely message me or anybody in the SCP Discord. Thank you guys so much for joining, and have a wonderful week.